Bonjour, je suis Carla du CODOFIL, ici avec Mike Dopsie, qui va performer sur la scène Francosphère pendant le Festival International. Merci Mike d'être venu.
Bonjour.
So let's talk more about, well, firstly, for this 40th anniversary of Festival International, this is your first time performing here.
Yes, it is, and I'm looking excited. I'm excited to it. 40th annual Festival International, and I'm excited.
And this is really interesting for you as an artist as well, because it's one of your breakout performances as you develop as an individual artist.
Yes. It is, and what not a better way to have than again to be at the Festival International to do this, right? As we kind of spoke on, being associated with my family as Zydeco royalty, my grandfather, my uncles, my dad, and now here you are creating my own path, trying to just separate myself, So looking forward to the opportunity. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you were telling me about how they greatly influenced you.
Yes.
So can you speak on those influences and how you're transforming as an artist and bringing your own flavor? Tell us, who is Mike Dopsie?
Right. Well, Mike Dopsie is a third generation Zydeco artist, fourth generation accordionist. My grandfather, Rockin' Dopsie Sr., he passed away in 1993. So I was born in 1994. So I missed him by a year and a couple of months, I believe. So he's this may sound crazy, right? But I'm not crazy. So he's actually one that taught me how to play the accordion. And I say that to say I had an accordion when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing until I was about 6, 7, 8. I entered the talent show at my elementary school, and I wanted to play the accordion. So I had two of my grandfather cassette tapes. One of them was called Crown Prince of Zydeco, and the other one was called Saturday Night Zydeco. I popped in the Crown Prince of Zydeco, and the first song I learned how to play on there was The Back Door. I played that song. That's the song I played at the talent show. Won, by the way. So then after that, I moved on to the next song on that cassette, that album, and on to the next. And once I had that whole 6, 7 side, I flipped it over to the B side and learned that. And the interest began there. Then my dad would tell me stories about my grandfather, and that's what intrigued me more to want to get involved into the music. And of course, watching my dad and my uncles whenever I go to them as a kid, watching them perform and seeing the crowd reaction. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So really just watching a lot of my grandfather tapes and watching his hands and what he was doing. And it was actually interesting because my grandfather played the accordion upside down because he was left-handed. So everything that he was doing, I knew I had to flip it over to the right side. And okay, if he's here, then that's here for me, right? So basically it was just watching him. And then once I got familiar with his music and I knew what I was doing, I kind of started moving on to my dad and my uncle's category of music. And then my younger uncle, Dwayne Dopsie, who also played a heavy influence into my accordion style of play. I've began watching him, and it took off from there. And then like I said, I kind of like R&B and blues, and I love jazz music as well. So incorporating all of that and then bringing that into who Mike Dopsie wants to be is very interesting, and it's exciting.
And we had talked about the balance of honoring tradition,
Right,
while still creating and honoring your own desires as a musician. Can you tell us about your music, how it's transformed, maybe what's coming up for you, any albums that we can expect?
Yes. Yeah, so definitely the biggest thing for me is being that where I came from, growing up into a Zydeco industry based family. I always want to make sure that I keep that incorporated with what I choose to do, but yet at the same time, given who Mike Dopsie is, just more of a contemporary, modern, up to speed style. Again, infused with R&B, blues, and the riffles of jazz music here and there. I love to keep that incorporated. I feel like that's the foundation for me. That's the backbone for me. But then at the same time, again, just given who Mike Dopsie is, and also, I've spoke on it for a few years now, but now here we are finally beginning stages of my album that is going to be very interesting. You're going to get a lot of the blues, a little bit of the older style, the newer style. It's going to be a mix. It's going to be a nice gumbo. It's going to be a listening ear for everybody.
For some of our listeners who may not be familiar with Zydeco, can you tell us, because I think we know blues, but a lot of people just don't know Zydeco as well. You see jazz and blues in New Orleans, but can you share a bit more about like the Lafayette area and the Zydeco here?
So Zydeco music is basically it began as la la music, right? Then the founding father of Zydeco music, Mr. Clifton Chenier, the late great Clifton Chenier, he called it Zydeco music, which means no salt in your snap beans, right? So that was basically incorporated with the accordion and the drums. And then as time went on, Mr. Clifton Chenier also invented the scrub board, the washboard. He went to the guy to get it made, and can you put it with the collar around the neck? And his brother Cleveland Chenier began to play the scrub board, and then it got incorporated that way. And a lot of Zydeco two steps and just keeping it going. And Zydeco music is basically a Creole-based Southwest Louisiana-based music that started off in Opelousas and made its way around. And now here we are in Texas. We're here in Louisiana now and spreading it worldwide.
Fantastic.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're performing Saturday night here at Festival International, downtown Lafayette.
Yes.
What can we expect from your performance? And you mentioned two-step. What kind of energy would you love to see from the audience?
High energy. You're going to get a lot of everything that I spoke on, basically the blues, the R&B, the jazz, the modern style, and also the style that I grew up on, the more of the older traditional style of Zydeco, and basically incorporated into one. And I knew that the crowd is going to be a mixed variety of different races and ages, from young to old, and basically making sure I could touch on everybody and bridge a gap and bring us all together and everybody enjoy exactly song 1 to song 10 or song 12, however long we decide to go. But it's going to be exciting, and again, looking forward to it.
Well, Mike, can you tell us a little bit about your family's history with the French or Louisiana Creole languages?
Yeah, so basically my grandfather, he was a Frenchman. He spoke heavily French. Then my dad and my uncles, they basically, picked it up. Unfortunately, I missed that ride. I do know French, but it's not as strong as them. But I could tell you hello and, maybe ask you a question or two. But that's the only thing that I didn't pick up on. But again, there's never too late to learn.
Absolutely.
So I think that being part of Festival International and, the different cultures and languages that are being spoken, I feel like maybe that may be something that is missing with Mike Dopsie and Zydeco Entourage. So it's eye-opening and, making me think that maybe I need to revisit my history, my backbone a little more. But, just want to touch bases on that more.
And we're seeing a lot of young artists our age who are rediscovering that heritage language, those heritage languages, and writing and performing in heritage languages. Also on our stage is Dustin Dale Gaspard, who is a Cajun musician and writes in Louisiana French. We also have Jacques Charette from Canada, and he started his career in English.
Wow.
And then transitioned to Acadian.
Wow.
So there's always room for development as an artist and wherever your creativity takes you. But I think this idea of connecting with your heritage, you used to call it your backbone. I like that.
Back heritage. Yeah.
Yeah, your backbone. Is fantastic. So I'm really excited to see Mike Dopsie live Saturday night.
Yes.
As well as to stay tuned to everything that you're going to be doing. You're so young, so it's very exciting to see. And it's never too late to learn.
Never.
Or to try something new. So I'm excited to get a taste and to see what you've got next for us.
Indeed. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.